Hello everyone! After doing a few comic style paintings, I needed to figure out how to create skin tone colors over and over again. In the past, I never paid attention to what colors I was using, but now it has become more important for me to remember the combination. To help myself, I made a mixing chart and decided to share the process with you. By no means is this the only way that you can achieve these colors. If you have another brand of paint or you don't have all the specific colors that I'm using here, you can just follow along with colors that look similar and see how those mixtures turn out. Use this tutorial as a guide and not as a rule that is set in stone. As always, I am using Winsor Newton professional watercolors. The specific names appear on the screen and can also be found in the description below. For the skin, I found that a mixture of Quinacridone Gold, burnt sienna, cadmium red and white create a nice flesh color. For the purpose of this tutorial, I am placing each individual color on a palette so you guys can see it better. For future reference, I place each individual color on my mixing chart. This is the Quinacridone Gold. The second one is burnt sienna. And the third one is cadmium red. And the last color is white. Here I am mixing the skin tone. I try to take the same amount of each color. Personally, I find that it is the white color that turns it into a flesh tone. For the next shade, I am using the same mixture, but I add a little more red. This will give the skin tone a nice pink shade. As a reference, I am placing each individual color on the chart again. For the blush, I'm using Permanent Rose and Light Red. While I was making this, I realized that the light red is very similar to the second skin tone that we mixed. So if you don't have light red, you can use the second skin tone mixture as a substitute. Out of interest, I decided to also mix red with white just to see how that color would turn out. It does turn out to have a nice pink shade, so if you don't have permanent rose, you can use that one instead. For the skin shade, I use Indigo Blue and Burnt Sienna. For me, it was quite difficult to mix this color because depending on how much of the color you add, you might create a grayish, ugly green color instead of a grayish brown. So you might need to mix it a few times before you get a decent color. You might have noticed that I didn't include dark skin tones. I've tried to mix decent dark skin tones, but I wasn't able to do it with the colors I currently have in my palette. While I was trying out different mixtures, I always encountered the same problem I had with this skin shade color. They would either turn out too gray or too green. So next time I go color shopping, I will keep in mind that I need to add some browns to the list. The last part is of course adding all the color information to the mixing chart. I also want to apologize for the bad quality of these images. My scanner doesn't really pick up pale colors, so they look completely different from what the actual colors are on my mixing chart. I hope you found this interesting. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and thank you for watching.